Good morning. Hey, we need to talk about details for a minute. Before I get too far into details, and I'm going to show you in AutoCAD because it's actually easiest for me, I'm going to show you where you can get a lot of them. Details are literally just those little bits and pieces of how we make everything go together. It's basically the assembly instructions for a set of plans, for a house plan, for a building plan, structural plan, whatever you want to call it. So as I'm looking at this, I want to look at like Anderson Windows and Doors here. Anderson Windows and Doors is a great place to go looking right off the bat. They've got a whole lot of different things that we can work with. But when you start picking out details and assigning specific details, you're kind of telling the contractor where their sources are going to be. So you got to be kind of careful about this because anything in that set of plans is considered a um, binding legal document. Okay, so let's think about some of this for a minute. If you go in here and I specify, like if I go in here to for the pros, which is where you'd go in this, and I go into architectural tools, CAD, BIM. Okay, here's where I'm going to get my information from. So as I look at Anderson Windows and Doors, I go down here. I've got details pre-made for me from Anderson for casements and awnings right here, and then for double hungs and single hung windows there. And I've got a Revit file. I've got an AutoCAD 2D elevation DXF or just a PDF file of it. I've also got a 2D details in DWG, DXF, and PDF, as well as a spec sheet here as a Word doc. And I've got that for pretty much everything they make. Now, here's why this is a great thing and can be a problem thing if you're not careful. If you're not going to use Anderson Windows and Doors, you're specifying that you are here. So be really particular about what you specify and think it through. The nice thing about it is like Revit here, this is a Revit model and detail all assembled into one. It's got it's a smart document. You can literally drag this into Revit, at least that's how it used to be because I haven't used Revit for a couple of years. But you can drag this into Revit, drop it in where it goes, and it attaches all that information. Just boom, it's there. DWGs and DXFs, you download them and bring them into the files. Now, let me show you a PDF here. Let's pick something that's, let's do a Bayer. No, it's just a bad one. Oh, here's some French doors. We'll use this. So if I click on this PDF right here, it's going to download it and open it right up for me. So this tells you your rough openings. I mean, it's the whole specification here. Rough openings for each window or each door size here. Shows you the size, shows you which way they open. That's what's in that sheet right there. Now, as I go down the sheet further, that's all we got. Okay, so that's not exactly a lot. So let's try something else. Those are in swings, by the way. Let's check out a window here. Here's a tilt wash window. Give it just a second. Oh, it's a zip file in this. So if I go open and pick like this one right here. Okay, so there's the tilts and there's the breakdowns of them. It shows me the bits and pieces I need to see for it. Okay, transoms, this is not just a little itty bitty baby document. So that's not a bad thing. These are all elevation tools right here that I've picked. So if I close that one, let's go over here to my tilt wash and I use the plan. Check out the difference here. There's a 400 series tilt wash. This actually breaks down the window itself for me. Okay. And as I get going, it actually gets down into the details, including the frame, the casement, the rough openings, how big it's got to be bigger than the actual window itself. So you literally like this one right here, you'll find the unit dimension and you'll add 3/8 on both sides, probably all around from what I'm seeing here. Yep. To put that in. So that's 3/4 of an inch all the way around, bigger than what it's supposed to be. And then you shim it and nail it into place. So that's what we're looking at here. Okay. So as I'm working my way through pieces here, you'd have to analyze through it and read it, but that's what you've got for all of these pieces. So it's very, very good. Now, a couple of good things about like Anderson and about most of these, as you're going to find, I don't know about other parts of the country, but in our part of the country, some of our very best framing crews are Spanish speaking and natives. So most of our details we can pick up in both English and Spanish. And that way we're not dealing with any kind of language barrier for reading. We got all kinds of stuff here. I have to register now to go to some of these things, but there's an external link for this one. But Geldwin's got the same thing on theirs. Okay. Boise Cascade and TGI. I'm going to show you Boise Cascade here real quick. These guys have the same kind of catalog, and theirs is very little deeper, so you have to find it. There it is. Software and tools. Okay, so you can calculate floor joists and stuff. It shows you all their systems. They have some interesting pictures here. But basically the same kind of thing. Shows you all the details for framing and putting it together. This is TGI, which is a brand name for Weyerhaeuser. Hope I said that correctly. But if you go to their, where's my stuff? Wood products. Yep, here we go. And I go over here to software. I can literally get AutoCAD or SketchUp downloads of it. I can do Revit downloads as well. But if I just click on their pieces here, this one just gives me options for individual details, sprinkler details. They come in a giant zip file, so I can get it all. So I'm going to minimize this and show you how this works. So let's get AutoCAD pulled up here, because that's, like I said, what I work in. So usually when I'm drawing a set of plans, I put everything into one AutoCAD file. So here's my wall section. Well, if I put next to it, and I've already dropped a couple in, like here's my nailing details for my floor joists, how my joists need to be nailed together. Now that seems a little interesting when you think about it. How I got a detail here showing people how to nail my building together. Those angles of those nails and the way you put them in actually is kind of important. It doesn't have to be dead perfect, mind you, but it's important which way you put them. I've also got details here showing how to attach things like rim joists and, to my bearing walls and things. And as I go in here, I'm going to pull up my insert tool here. Okay. Here's a list of the normal details I need to put in. Okay. It's not a short list. And depending on which one I'm using, what plan I'm using, I have to be able to pick out which ones I use and which ones I put in. Like here's a wood seal detail, and a lot of mine are Anderson TGI based right now, because that's a lot of what we use in our area. But see, you just go start going through it and you get lots of different details. Stair details are kind of important, folks, not just kind of, they really are. There's a framing detail for a landing on a stair. So if you're looking through it, you need to make sure you know everything's going in there. So that's the point of a detail. It literally shows them how to put everything together. Take your time, make sure you get all this right. For our students, I ask you that you go through and you review those websites. They're literally, you can go like Anderson Windows, Google it, web search it, and it'll take you right to their website. TGI, that's all I put in. Boise Joist, that's what I put in for the other one. Geldwin Windows, pick a brand of windows that you know. Odds are they've got, or doors, odds are you'll be able to find their details, their CAD details for contractors there. So that you can literally put them in. They make it easy so that people use their stuff. So thanks for your time, and I will check in with you later. Bye.